Golden Radio Hour.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Over here! Look out! Look out! Ollie, ollie, up, soup, free, free, free!
Get away, you kids! I've told you not to play here. Go on now.
It's so noisy.
They're gone now. Come along, Mrs. Knaus. This way, everyone.
Oh, but Doctor, I have my knitting to do.
Another time. Out onto the porch.
I didn't finish my crossword puzzle.
It will wait, Mr. Agee. Now then, isn't this a beautiful day?
I don't know why we have to go.
It isn't good to spend all your time inside. Everybody needs the sun once in a while. Even you, Mrs. Summers.
I've had my share of the sun. Now I need my rest.
We all do at our age. Where's Mr. Conroy?
He's not feeling so well this morning.
Well, I'm not either.
What about Mr. Whitley? Why does he get to stay in?
He's waiting for an important call. Watch your step. Nurse will bring the picnic baskets.
Well, some of us may not want a picnic.
A picnic, is it? On the grass?
All those ants.
We have blankets and chairs. You'll see.
Darn those kids anyway. Hey, quit running! Stop it!
Like wild Indians.
They won't bother us. This way, there's a nice place under the trees.
Listen to them, would you?
Ah, they're only children.
They know they aren't supposed to play on the grounds. How can a body think?
Now, Ben, just read your paper. They're not hurting anyone.
Well, let them play someplace else. They've got homes, don't they?
It's the grass.
The what?
We have such a big lawn at Sunnyvale. Kids can't resist it.
Oh, what are you doing downstairs, Charlie? I thought you had to get ready.
Not today.
You haven't heard from your son? I thought it was all set.
Maybe you didn't get my letter.
Oh, he got it all right. They just don't care. Nobody cares anymore.
The boy has enough problems. It's a small house and the second baby's on the way. It was a foolish idea moving in with him. They don't need an old duffer like me around.
Would you listen to that? It's enough to wake the dead, I tell you.
Don't be so hard on them, Ben. They're only kids.
A fine state of affairs when your own son turns against you.
Stay out of the over-the-Rhine neighborhood. Technology stocks extended
Mr.
their
Whitley?
gains Wednesday, amid positive news on the sector for
There you are.
Yes, nurse?
You have a phone call.
I do?
I believe it's your son.
Well, what do you know? Be right there.
I'll tell him.
Isn't that something? Guess he got my letter after all.
Huh, I never get any letters. Or phone calls. Nope.
You will, Ben, you will. Excuse me, I'd better get it before he hangs up.
What are they doing out there?
Don't be a grouch. It's Saturday. Perfect for Kick the Can.
Perfect for what?
We used to play it all the time, remember?
No, I don't remember anything of that kind.
Sunnyvale Rest Home, a place for the aged. The address is 1275 Tranquility Lane, on the outskirts of town. It offers room and board, nursing care, and a kind of refuge from the world. Outside, a common game called Kick the Can. Very shortly, a man will have a choice to make. He can either die in this world or escape to another kind of refuge in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone, and our story, Kick the Can, starring Shelley Berman and Stan Freberg, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Some picnic.
Plastic spoons and forks.
Well, the potato salad was good.
What do you mean? It was spoiled.
No, it wasn't, Emma. They made it in the kitchen just for us. You must admit, it's better when it's fresh.
I think I hurt my back sitting down. Oh.
The ground was damp.
It was. Bad for my arthritis.
Will you people please hold it down? I'm trying to read.
Oh, you shush, Ben Conroy. No one's bothering you.
Easy for you to say.
Where is Mr. Whitley?
Still in his room, probably, taking a nap.
Oh, that's what I'd like to do.
And why, may I ask, on such a lovely day?
There he is.
Going somewhere, Charles?
Yes. Why are you all dressed up?
It's my son. He's coming to get me.
You don't say.
He called a little while ago.
He did.
He's on his way.
At least someone gets calls.
What's he carrying?
Is that your suitcase, Mr. Whitley?
Indeed it is.
You're going to stay overnight, then?
A bit longer than that, I should say. That is, if they have the room fixed up.
Room?
At my son's house.
You mean you're moving in with them?
That's the plan. If they'll have me.
Well, what about the rest of your things, Charlie? You can't just leave your things behind.
No hurry. It all can be packed up and sent over later.
Well, we'll certainly miss you. Will you come back to visit us?
Of course I will. Meanwhile, I'll call and see how everyone's doing.
May we write you?
Please, I'd appreciate it. Mr. Cox has the address.
Nobody writes. They say they will, but they never do.
There he is now.
Hey, aren't you going to say goodbye?
I hate goodbyes, Mr. A.G., don't you? Take care, all.
Here, let me carry that for you.
I've got it.
Who's that behind the wheel?
His son, David, don't you remember?
Such a nice young man.
Let me see.
Some car, huh?
Betty costs pretty penny.
Everything does nowadays.
Don't crowd now. You wouldn't want him to think you're watching.
Hi, Dad.
David, you're looking well, son.
What's the suitcase for?
Oh, just a few things for now.
I don't understand.
Wouldn't want to push you out of the house and home.
What?
Of course, I don't have that much anymore, but I suppose it could go into storage
Whoa. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
There has?
Get in. We need to talk.
If it isn't convenient today, we can make it another time.
Listen, Dad.
Yes?
I didn't say I'd come to get you. I said I'd come to see you.
But I thought, didn't you get my letter?
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. If it were up to me...
You don't have to explain.
Well, Debbie's turning the extra room into a nursery. Right now it's being painted and...
I understand.
I don't think you do. Let's drive a bit. Your friends are watching us.
It's all right, really.
Let's go into town. I'll buy you lunch.
That's not necessary.
Please, Dad. I want to.
This wasn't a good idea.
If you let me explain.
Pull over here, please. I can walk back.
But, Dad...
The exercise will be good for me.
If you just listen...
We'll have lunch another Saturday, son. Call first, though. I'm really quite busy these days.
You're taking this all wrong.
Give my love to Debbie, will you?
What's he doing?
What does it look like? He's coming back.
I thought he said...
Don't stare. It's not polite.
Yeah, you're it. Gotcha. Hey, where'd our can go? That old man's got it. Hey, mister.
What's this?
Our can.
Your can?
Can we have it back?
Could you have...
Yeah, we need it.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah, we're playing a game.
Yes. Yes, I remember. This is a good can. Nice and sturdy. It will take a lot of kicks.
It will?
You'll have to play by the rules, though.
What rules?
You know the rules, don't you?
Hey, give it back. Please, mister?
I'd say this can is just about the perfect size.
Is he gonna keep it? Hey, mister, can we have our can back?
You can get another. Any one will do. Tomatoes, beans, doesn't matter. You'll see.
Charlie? You in there?
It's going to be a beautiful sunny day today. And
Yes?
expect much more of the same over the next couple of
Just
days.
wondered
You might
what
wanna do
happened
some
to
of
you.
those outdoor
Not a
activities.
thing, Ben, not a thing.
Las Vegas, 68. Los Angeles.
Thought I'd lie down for a minute. Come on in if you'd like.
Sorry about that son of yours.
Are you? I'm not. This is a good enough place for me. I don't know what I was thinking.
Here, I'll close the window for you.
Why? It's a beautiful day, don't you think?
Oh, so much noise.
Yes, what a great running and shouting.
That's what you call it?
Such a grouch. You can't stop kids from playing kick the can. It's in their blood, like statues or hide and seek, a ritual this time of year.
You surprise me sometimes, Charles.
And why do you say that?
You actually brought that tin can up to your room? Must be filthy.
No, it's not. It's been emptied out and washed clean and baked by the sun till it's shiny as the day it was made. tempered by the wind and the grass and the warm summer air.
Sure you're feeling all right?
Admit it, Ben.
Admit what?
Don't you ever think about it? You must.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All kids play those games, the same as we did, and the moment they stop, they begin to grow old.
Oh, come on.
It's almost as though playing kick the can keeps them young.
Huh. So that's what this is for. Magic.
I'm not sure.
Charlie, I'm worried about you. You're not yourself.
Aren't I? You don't believe in magic anymore, do you, Ben?
Huh, what are you talking about?
But there was a time when you did believe in it.
Never.
We've known each other since I can't remember. Since we were tow-headed kids. You believed in magic then.
Huh, not me.
Yes, you did. When we walked on different sides of the street lamp, you'd say bread and butter. When your baby teeth came out, you put them under your pillow for the tooth fairy. And when you went down the sidewalk, you were careful because you knew that if you stepped on a crack, you'd break your mother's back. Oh, you believed in magic all right.
What is wrong with you, Charles? Would you like me to get the nurse?
What happened, Ben? Where did the robbery take place?
Robbery?
A thief stole everything away when we weren't looking. Who was it, Ben? Was it time or something else?
We grew up, that's all. Everybody gets older.
Do they? Think, Ben. How can we be sure? Maybe there are people who stay young, only we don't know it. Maybe they have a secret that they keep from the rest of us.
Now, Charles.
Is there something kids know that they forget? That they want to forget? They say, when I get big, I'll be a fireman or a detective or an explorer. They wish so hard to get older that it finally happens. They get taller and stiffer and forget the magic that made it all possible.
There is something wrong with you. I've never heard you talk this way before.
Maybe the fountain of youth isn't a fountain at all. Maybe it's a way of looking at things, a way of thinking.
Charles?
Yes?
Stop it.
Stop what?
You're an old man. Don't you understand? Your youth has been gone for 60 years. Well, what I mean is, you lived a full life, Charles. Don't go sloppy now. Don't spoil it by acting like a nut.
But it's all so clear. It makes sense. It isn't too late to play kick the can. That's the secret. Can't you see, Ben? Can't you?
I see a plain old tin can with dents in it. That's all.
Then look again. This can is special. I'm absolutely sure of it.
And so, that's why I thought I should tell you.
I'm glad you did.
It's just that I can't stand to see him make a fool of himself.
Of course not.
And if there is something wrong with him, something in the head, then you can get him the right medication. You understand, don't you, Mr. Cox?
I do, Mr. Conroy. You were right to come to me.
When he acts that way, I feel I don't know him at all.
It's foolish talk, I agree.
So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Beg pardon?
At least not for the time being. If I got excited every time someone indulged in foolish talk around here, I'd be upset every minute of the day. Let him go on about kick the can if he wants. He isn't doing any harm.
But I'm worried, I tell you. It isn't like him.
He's getting on in years. It's common for folks of a certain age to behave like children once in a while.
Oh, nonsense. He's no older than I am.
In some ways, maybe, but in other ways, when some people get old, truly old, in their minds, they may act strangely, out of character. Take Mr. Agee, for instance. He's as sane as they come, but do you remember that ruckus out on the porch the other day? Somehow he got hold of some firecrackers. The nurse found him trying to set one off.
It must have been those kids.
Well, wherever he got them, he could have hurt himself, and that's something that concerns me.
Charles hasn't done anything like that. I just don't want to hear him talking crazy.
Oh, it isn't necessarily crazy.
Huh? You haven't heard him.
Look at it this way. As far as he's concerned, all his best years are behind him. He can't even look forward to spending time with his son and daughter-in-law.
A fine thing.
So, that being the case, he'd rather return to an earlier time, one he recalls with pleasure. It only makes sense from his point of view, so he uses a time machine to accomplish it.
A what?
It's called memory. Is that so crazy, Mr. Conroy? Everybody does it, even you.
But he actually believes he can be young again by playing kids' games.
Not really. He's exploring, that's all. He'd like to believe that kick the can is a magic button he can push to make himself young. But deep down inside, he knows it won't work. Instead of the disappointment of failure, he'll never risk pushing that button to find out. Stop worrying. Your friend is fine.
Are you certain?
I'm certain. Until he does something to endanger his health or the health of others, there's no reason to interfere. Thanks for stopping by my office, though. Look at the time. You wouldn't want to miss dinner.
Well, in that case, I suppose...
It still troubles you, doesn't it? What would you have me do?
Maybe if you talk to him.
It would be a waste of time. But you have a point. Perhaps I'm reluctant to face the facts myself. Every time one of our people goes senile, I get a little cold inside. When I took this assignment, I was 32. Now I'm 43. Everyone grows old, Mr. Conroy. Everyone.
I think we should go in now.
Yes. It turns chilly this time of day.
Stay a while. We can watch the sun go down.
I've seen enough sunsets, thank you.
Hey, it's the same. It's pretty sight. Puts me in the mind of back home.
If we're going to stay on the porch, I'll need my sweater.
Why don't you come inside with me, Mrs. Summers?
Give me a moment to get my strength.
There you all are. I wondered where you'd gone.
Hello there, Whitley.
Hello.
We were just going in.
Why?
Before it gets dark.
I have my programs to watch.
What's wrong with you people?
Wrong. Nothing in particular.
Then show a little life. Aren't you the same ones who used to skip rope and hunt pollywogs and night crawlers when the sun went down?
Why, I don't think so.
Don't ring a bell.
Well, I was. If you can't remember it, I'll remember it for you. The weather was just like this back in Wheattown of a summer evening. Right after dinner, you'd hear a banging of screen doors all down the block, and there we'd be, Stanley Maple and his kid brother, Wes, and Ben Conroy, and the Arvis girls, and some others whose names I can't think of. The air would be soft like this, children weather, and we'd come out with no coats, and we'd start shouting and play kick the can.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody played that game. Absolutely everybody. Or catch, or hide and seek. Seems like a million years ago.
I was fastest runner on the block.
Were you?
Sure was. When we played kick the can, I was never it. But now, ooh, look at these legs.
I remember.
Sure you do.
But we all grow old.
I miss the running most. I think if I could only run again, growing old wouldn't be so bad.
I agree with that.
That's one way to look at it. Maybe we can't run as far and as fast, but we can move about, and there are lots of trees and bushes. If the hunted are handicapped, so is the hunter.
You can't be serious. He isn't serious.
But I am.
I was the fastest runner on the block.
Us? Children's games?
It's the secret. Can't you see? The secret of youth.
Well, now, I don't know about that.
Look at this. What do you see?
Ooh. What have you got there?
Just what you think it is. The fountain of youth. The source of the Nile.
Looks like a tin can to me.
It's a good deal more than that, I promise. Take another look. Think, feel. Have you forgotten how? Have you all gone too far to turn back?
Back to what?
You mean to what we were? Yes.
Do you feel it inside you yet? Here, take the can, touch it, pass it around. Does it wake the part of you that's been asleep?
Let me see that.
Well?
Why? It fits perfectly in my hands.
Here, Mr. Agee, you try.
Okay. Ooh, I thought it would be cold, but it's warm.
Is it?
Of course it is. Put it like a seashell. Now listen.
To what?
Can you hear it? Summer, grass, running and jumping, youth.
I hear something.
It's telling you to wake up. This is the last chance. Somebody, tell me I'm not crazy. Or if I am crazy, prove it to me. I can't play kick the can alone.
Well, I don't know, Charlie. I'm not quite sure, but I think these legs, they might just work.
Oh, there's the sprinkler.
Yep, every afternoon at this time.
Now we must go in before the spray blows this way.
Yes.
Sprinklers?
I remember sprinklers.
We all do, don't we? Hold on. Do you see it?
See what?
A rainbow. Look at it in the air, above the lawn.
Why, I believe I see it.
Remember running through the sprinklers on a summer's day? What could be more fun than that?
Wait, Charles. What are you going to do?
What does it look like? I'm going to do what feels better than anything. Run through the sprinklers and cool off. Somebody hold my shoes.
Well, look at him, will you?
This way, everybody. It feels great.
Mr. Whitley.
Charlie, what are you doing?
Come on in. The water's fine.
Nurse! Nurse!
Yes?
Help me get him inside.
Yes, Doctor.
Don't worry about me. I'm having a great time.
That's enough. He's soaked. Get him some dry clothing and put him to bed before he comes down with pneumonia.
Right away.
Ah, you're spoiled sports. That's what you are. I don't need any help.
Don't be difficult, Mr. Whitley. Just come along. I'll get you a towel.
What are you doing, Ben? Did you call them?
It's for your own good, Charlie. You'll only hurt yourself.
I thought we were friends.
We are. That's why.
This way. I'll bring your shoes later.
All right, everybody. The party's over.
But he wasn't hurting anyone, was he?
You see, he's been talking to them. Pretty soon he'll have them believing it.
I was afraid of something like this.
Yeah, it's like he's gone crazy after all.
I'll have him moved to the observation room in the morning.
But, Doctor, to be all alone, that'll kill him.
If I don't, he'll end up killing himself.
Senile? Me?
Mr. Whitley, please try to understand.
You want to put me in a special room? Alone?
You don't leave me much choice.
Why? What rules have I broken?
There have been complaints.
Oh, there have. Who from, may I ask?
That's not the point.
Go on, tell me. I want to know. Who thinks I'm breaking the rules?
It's not so much a matter of rules as attitude. Look out the window. Grass, trees, a park across the street, all very peaceful. The kind of place people come to for rest and relaxation. It's what Sunnyvale is known for. But if things happen that rile them up, disturb their peace, well then, we can't stay in business. You see that, don't you?
So the charge is disturbing the peace. And for that, you want to isolate me from my friends.
I hope that won't be necessary now. You've got to go out there and show them you're all right. Cut the crazy talk. Learn to fit in. That's not hard, is it?
What a choice. To keep that nurse from pawing at my pulse all day, I have to sit like a vegetable, stare into space.
Listen, I'm trying to help you. Keep on like that, and they'll put you away. I won't have a choice. Use your head.
Maybe you're right.
There. You see? You're an intelligent man. It's a question of playing the game. Isn't that something we all have to do?
Yes, I suppose it is.
Good, Mr. Whitley. I knew you'd see it my way. Now, why don't you go up and rest before dinner? Tonight's the bingo game, remember?
I remember. Goodbye, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Whitley. Anytime you want to talk, feel free. I consider it part of my job.
I made him change into fresh clothes.
So I see. Thank you.
Is he going to be all right?
I think so. It must be quite a transition. Remind me of that when it's time, will you, nurse?
Time for what?
To pack it all in. Personally, I think I'd rather go back to the town where I grew up instead of rooming with a house full of strangers.
Wake up.
Who? What?
Come.
Charles, what is it?
Shh. Quietly.
Come where?
We're going to play a game.
What do you have there?
What does it look like?
An empty tin can. We're going to play kick the can now? It's dark outside.
It usually is in the middle of the night. Now get your robe and come with me. Mr. Freitag.
It's us.
What? What?
It's time. We're all gathering downstairs.
Why?
Something important. It's a secret.
What would Mr. Cox say?
He'd say it was dangerous and foolish. He'd say it was crazy, and maybe it is. Maybe it's necessary to be a little crazy for magic to work. He'd say we'd be acting like children. But isn't that the idea? Only children can play kick the can. Now get the others. Freitag, wake Mrs. Summers. A.G., you get Mrs. Wister and Mrs. Knaus. Let me see, who else? There's Mr. Carlson.
Everyone?
Everyone.
Well, what if they won't come?
They've got to. Don't take no for an answer. Hurry.
I heard people walking around. Whoa, what's going on here?
Mr. Whitley has an idea.
Would you like to come too?
Hello, Ben.
Charles? What are you doing?
Go on. Do as I said.
Yeah.
Right away.
I'll see you downstairs.
You should be sleeping. Everyone should be. What's that in your hand? No, Charles, you can't.
Who says so?
It's against the rules.
The devil with the rules. It's our last chance, don't you see? Ben, come with us out to the lawn.
Me?
Yes, you. Ben, we always did everything together. Let's not stop now. Even if you think it's crazy, come out and play.
Come to your senses, Charles.
You think I'm obsessed? You think I've got hold of one crazy idea and won't let it go?
Well, haven't you?
Maybe so, but where I have one idea that's strangling me, you have dozens. You're the one obsessed.
Oh, nonsense.
Is it? You're afraid of death, but you're also afraid of life. You think age gives you the right to stop growing. You've sealed yourself inside your shell, and you're afraid to poke your head out and look around.
That's enough.
You're afraid of a new idea. You're afraid to look silly, afraid to make mistakes. You've decided you're an old man, and that's what's made you old.
I am old, Charles, and so are you. It's a fact.
Facts be damned.
Your bones are old. They'll break if you try to run with them. Your heart is old. Your lungs are old. Don't you get it? You're used up, worn out by a lifetime. Sit down, Charles, before you fall down. Go back to your bed.
I can't do that, Ben.
Charles?
I've got to find out. Won't you help me, Ben? There is magic in the world. I know there is. When I fell in love with Mary and kissed her for the first time, that was magic. When my boy was born, that was magic. The moon is magic, and the stars. Friendship is a magic thing, too. Life is magic. Maybe I'm right, Ben. Can't you consider that? Maybe kick the can is the greatest magic of all. Well, what do you say?
There's nothing to say. I just don't know how to get through to you anymore.
Then I'll do it alone.
What are we doing here? I'll catch my death.
Now, you just wait. Mr. Whitley has something in mind.
Yeah, something important.
But what could it be?
Don't you know? Don't you remember?
Remember what?
How it used to be. How we used to sneak out of the house after dark when the grown-ups weren't looking and the weather was like this. Don't you remember how we used to play kick the can?
Everybody played in my neighborhood.
A long time ago. A long time.
Funny. It doesn't seem that long ago to me.
I remember. Yes, I think I do too.
But we've all grown so old.
Are you sure?
If these legs would carry me.
How do you know they won't until you try?
You can't be serious. He isn't serious.
But I am.
You mean us? Children's games?
What about the nurse?
She's asleep. If we keep our voices down and open the door carefully, she won't hear us.
Go outside?
Why not? Are you chicken?
Show them the can.
Where did you get that?
From some kids. They've already broken it in. Well, are you with me? Or do I have to play kick the can all by myself?
Who remembers the rules?
Mr. Cox.
Hold your horses. I'm coming. What is it?
Mr. Cox, come quick.
Keep your voice down. You'll wake everybody.
They're already awake. Hurry, hurry. You've got to stop them.
Calm down, will you? What are you talking about?
You'll see. Come to the front room.
Easy, Mr. Conroy. Now, what is it exactly that I'm supposed to see?
There's no time to lose.
But there's no one here. Why is the door open?
Because they've gone outside.
Why would they do that?
It's like I said, to play kick the can.
That was just a crazy idea. Mr. Whitley's forgotten all about it.
No, you're wrong. They really mean to play.
Calmly, please. You mean now, at this hour?
That's right, and it's all because of Charlie. Now I'm really worried about him. What'll happen when it doesn't work? He really believed it, see? That it would make him young.
That's not the problem. What worries me is what will happen if he tries to run. He can't take the exertion. None of them can.
5, 10.
Where?
15.
Look,
20.
the front lawn.
25.
30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Come on, I know. Ready or not, here I come. Come on, everybody, let's hide. This is gonna be good. Over here, hurry up. 85, 90, 95, 100. Ready or not?
Where are they?
Here I come.
And what are these kids doing here? I told them to stay away.
Look out! Run, Amanda, run!
Maybe they're around the other side. I'll go check.
Hey, kick the can over to me. Hey, Ben! Look at me! I told you it would work.
Charles?
Come on, you want to play?
No, it can't be.
Ben, you better hurry up, or it'll be too late for you.
Charles!
Yeah, hurry up, or it'll be too late.
What is it? Do you see them yet?
Gotcha.
Is that...
Here, you kids, how many times do I have to tell you, go home?
Get out
No,
of my way.
wait.
What are you doing here this time of night?
1, 2,
Charles?
3, you're out.
Charlie?
Sorry, Ben. I wish you could have believed. I gotta go.
Charlie!
Hey, kick it over here, over here.
Charlie! Take me with you.
My turn to kick the
Get away and stay away.
Mr. Cox, please.
Last one over fences, rotten egg. Come on, let's go. I can't climb that.
Charlie, wait. Wait! Charlie!
Hey, you guys, wait up.
We gotta find the others. They can't have gone far. I bet Whitley's taken them down to the orchard.
No.
Why?
Look all you want, Mr. Cox. You won't find them.
Wait here.
You forgot your can, Charlie. But don't you worry none. I'll keep it for you. Inside. In case you ever come back for it.
Come on, let's play kick the can. Come on, let's hide. You'll never find me. You can't catch me. I'm too fast. Haha, you missed me. Come on. No, kick it to me. Kick it to me. Gotcha. Yeah, you're in. Ollie, ollie, oxen. Free, free, free.
Sunnyvale Rest Home, a place for people too ancient to remember the fragile magic of youth. A place for those who have forgotten that childhood, maturity, and old age are magically intertwined. A dying place for those who have grown too stiff in their thinking to revisit the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
Kick the Can, starring Stan Freberg and Shelley Berman with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by George Clayton Johnson. Heard in the cast were Christian Stolte, Kurt Nabig, Herb Graham, Joby Cerny, Doug James, Roz Alexander, Meg Thalken, Renee Matthews, Sarah Wellington, C.J. Amari, Natalie Berg, Amanda Amari, Mitchell Hernandez, Julia Cosmos, Robert Gerdish, Matthew Gerdish, and Braden Looper. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises and the Rod Serling Estate for making this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group and Westwood One. Sound design and custom Foley effects for The Twilight Zone by Cerny American creatives Bob Benson, Craig Lee, Michael Slaybach, and Matt Sorrow. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to contact us, visit our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. Doug James speaking.
Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe.